even remember them being anywhere close to like a tier one esports organization was when they had like every game covered in like COD, StarCraft,
They
CS,
got engulfed
Dota,
into
whatever the hell.
Optic. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Wizzy is top 15 slash top 10 in two separate Smash games.
Hmm.
His outrage is crazy, and he's a household name for Melee players.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
absolutely Optic
Yeah.
Wizzy would have
No.
been sick.
Optic was so money.
Optic Wizzy's
That's
base as
awesome.
fuck.
Yeah.
I feel like he goes
No,
along
I
with
mean,
the kind of like clean gameplay style
mhm.
too.
Yeah. No, I mean
Shit would have
he.
been fresh.
Yeah. I don't think
Oh,
he
that
deserves
fucks it.
to be on
Getting nerded.
NBA. I think he should be on like I don't even know. What are even tier one organizations these days? I can't name off the top of my head. Moist. Uh.
Liquid is big still. T1 is still huge.
Hmm.
I know FaZe is still gigantic and popular. They're still
We need a
massive.
phase melee player, dude. Phase Wizard.
Spargo's the closer you're getting.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I do think that like, yeah, he should be on someone that's a little bit more like recognizable in the big 25 instead of Envy.
Yeah, he is kind of hard to advertise. Or I don't think he's bad. I think he has a bad stream presence. He's not hard to advertise.
Hmm.
Stuff like Existential Wizzy blew up. Like
Yeah.
particularly like within the Melee community and in the Smash community. He was a top 8 ult player for a while.
Hmm.
Like he is so much outrage. Even he is like he's not someone you'd like describe as traditionally charismatic,
Hmm.
but the idea that he has great marketing. Wizrod was like a huge meme forever. He absolutely has the pull to make
Yeah.
good sales happen.
Yeah. I think if you go off like the imagery that people have of him and like the way that he plays the game instead of just advertising like straight up and down his streams and how he interacts with people, I think that'd be the best route to go in. And that would make your org a lot of money. But
Yeah, he doesn't need to advertise the product himself. You just
mm,
put your logo on his chest and he's going to top 8 every other tournament at and 2 to 3 different games. And
mhm.
also he's just a household name.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Fry Electronics existed until Wizzy was picked up by them. Like let's get
No,
fucking
I
that's if
also
that's not
I
brand
didn't,
recognition based on a player, I don't know what is.
yeah, I
I
had
don't know
never heard of it
what
either.
else you could fucking say is. I forgot to crop
Yeah.
this thing. I was gonna crop this when we started, but then I got into it. How many Melee players
Um,
should I think you unless you are a unless you're a tier 1 org, one is fine.
yeah.
Because like even if they're just in one top 64 and they get on stream once or twice, like I said, like Wizzy, same thing with like with Jmook and Fly. I didn't know Fly existed until Jmook picked them up. They don't need a second
Mhm.
player. If you have a top 20 players going to like a major every other month, I think that's fine. That's like probably the most you're gonna get out of it. With stuff like ult where regionals and like the luminosity stuff is bigger, you would probably get more out of multiple or ult players. But Tato plays WoW. Well, that's the point. That's the point of That's the point of advertising. If you're Liquid does not need HBox for people to know about HBox or to know about Liquid. FlyQuest breaching out into smaller games is exactly that like for people with me that aren't super interested in general esports is exactly why you pick up a Melee player.
Mhm.
That's the point. That's the point.
Yeah.
Envy is such a big team, but like it didn't exist. And Wizzy and they dropped Wizzy.
Hmm.
If I'm a Melee player and I get dropped and you try to pick me back up, you get fucked. On
Yeah.
God.
I think if you do it for like the paycheck is the only argument because simply because there's just no money to be made in the scene otherwise. That if you aren't at least on like a tier 2 esports organization, it's like ugh,
Yeah.
you're playing for
That's fair, Judah.
pennies.
I'm being spiteful towards Envy because I
Mm.
remember Wizzy was on their squad and got dropped. And I would never let that go. Like in something like esports slash Melee, you're never gonna find like finding account sponsors is so hard. Cody's gotten dropped 4 times or whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's still absurd to me, which I guess we can also kind of talk about just in the general realm of sponsors is like what kind of money they're willing to pay someone, because I cannot imagine even Cody is asking for more than like a reasonable middling salary. You know, like I
Yeah.
just
Well, they don't need crazy salaries either because most top 10 players have a stream that's going to subsidize it at least a little bit.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and I actually was in a Cody stream the other day where he was saying that there's no reason for a team not to pick him up if they have the money, because he doesn't even ask for six figures. And like a lot of people who are on tier one orgs, maybe not in Melee, but like in other games, it's like way, way more than that.
I
You know.
I wouldn't be surprised to find out that Mango and HBox are both, well, HBox co-owner, obviously weird situation, but Mango is 100% a six-figure contract.
Yeah,
I'd be blown
absolutely.
away. Like because pretty much every other line of C9 has like several players slash a full team or content creators tied to it.
hmm
C9 is relevant in all of Smash solely because of Mango. And
Yeah.
he's tenured now for like almost what, 12 years,
hmm
13, 14. It's been so
Yeah.
long. Like he's synonymous with C9.
Yeah.
If you're a Melee player, you think C9, it's C9 Mango. It's a two piece.
hmm
It's connected.
hmm Yeah.
Also, Colton, if you want to get in here, get in here. If you're just typing, you can just be in here.
Yeah. They're Golden Judah typing paragraphs instead of just being in the open forum.
Judah, if you want in here, we can get you in here too.
Yeah.
I trust you to be
Yeah.
responsible on the stream. So if you want to get in here, you just get in here.
Mhm. I think the general consensus here then is just that like he should be on something a bit higher, and if he was spiteful due to being dropped way back when and then picked back up, it's totally
Because again,
warranted.
he's one of the few Melee players that has good reach into each game.
Yep.
Bro,
Yeah, I don't even remember what he got
he's
ranked in
number 9 in
GT4.
64. Number
Yeah,
9.
that's
He's
absurd.
top 10.
Yeah.
And granted, the game's dying. It's a really small market, but like still, it's. Okay, let me
Mhm.
crop this real quick. Give
Yeah.
me 2 seconds. We'll crop this. We'll switch topics.
Yeah, I'm down. I think we're all in agreement on this one, so and also generally uninformed on the inner workings of esports
Yeah. Also,
organization.
like, what does an esports budget even look like? Who fucking knows?
Yeah.
64. The game might not be dying, but it's a tiny demographic.
hmm
Like, what was the peak 64 viewership last year? I can't imagine it was over 10K.
The it was the supernova that Isaiah won. It was on the front page of Twitch, so I think it was pretty decent.
No, Melee. Yeah, Melee's not dying. That's joke stuff.
Yeah.
64. Crypto bubble moment. Esports was big before crypto. It'll be big after crypto. I'm not. This is a fluctuation. I'm not worried about this.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest,
hmm
how do
What's the
I?
next topic?
I'm
What do
such
you
a
wanna
boomer. Give me a second. I'm getting owned.
We're gonna spend half of this whole stream just having you like figure out how to crop on OBS or something instead
Listen,
of just
if anyone knows, you can just tell me, and we can get this done faster.
yeah, give us a little
Crypto ballooned the budget, not the audience. Red Bull Gods and Gatekeepers was huge, sponsored by a multi-million-dollar corporation way before crypto. Oh, am I stupid? Am I dumb?
I don't think we're ever gonna get there. You guys should hop in that for real. Like if you're just gonna sit here and we're gonna chop it up in the chat, you might as well hop in the VC.
You don't have to have a webcam on if you don't want to.
Mhm.
Webcam completely
Yeah,
optional. If you
yeah.
want to be your Discord profile picture, you're welcome to. Is it a filter? Am I insane? You're looking me in the eyes and you're telling me it's a filter. It's not a filter.
I don't even know what you're talking
It is a
about.
filter. It's an effect filter. You're throwing a football. You join at 9. Yeah, we will definitely still be going. Should put the topic on stream, by the way. I should. I would do that if I was better at my job. But I'm obviously it's not going great. All right, we're just disappearing that.
You know, in my defense, I
Yes.
said we can start a little later than 8:30 to make sure everything's absolutely in order, and you
Yeah, and
said
I would rather
I
get
will
hit in the
die.
head. I would rather get hit in the head by a huge boulder.
So this is what you're
And
stuck
I
with
mean, and
until
I
7.
mean that shit too. That's not a.
You're
It's
already
funny. It's
joking.
funny, but it ain't a joke. All right. Next topic. Me and Tato aren't in the server. Well, it's because you didn't fucking ask to be in the server. God damn it.
Yeah, just add them
It
to
was
it.
in self. It was in self promo. Everyone could have asked, and you could have been added.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
no. But no. I can't read. What the fuck? Bringing a large boulder to the monthly. Okay, we can get into the next one.
Yeah. We can get into the next one, and I'll talk about it while you try to add them so they can have an opinion.
All right, here's the next topic for you. All right, let me get invites to the server real quick.
Okay.
And
For context, in case people watch this that aren't from Iowa, Ben
yeah,
is
you describe it. You describe it, and then I'll give it from my story.
Ben
Colton,
is
you're invited to the server.
who, oh my
You should
god.
already be in here. Oh, I have to move
He's
you,
in
don't
the
I?
waiting room.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
he's in the waiting room.
Think
But
it's
is
okay. This doesn't work like that. It does work like
All
that.
right.
is
Get in
Hello.
here. Okay, let me show non-video participants real quick so that
Hello.
you
Hello.
show up here.
I
I got
don't know, I
bigger.
don't think there hasn't been a second that you haven't been cheesing this entire time. I love it.
it's been a funny time, man. Where
Connor
when
loves his
stuff
friends.
works out.
How
Yeah,
do I
don't
get?
know.
I don't want this. This sucks. This sucks. I don't need. I'm already up here.
Okay.
I don't also need to be here. Or is it just is life like this?
Yes.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Focus on
Can
this
you not
person?
just
Definitely not.
anyway?
I think the
I can
double diggles is cool.
I can unshow my camera, but I can't.
Chat.
No, because
Chat
I don't want to show only video participants because then Colton gets vaporized.
That's
Because
okay.
if I do
I'm
that,
fine with
Colton's
being
gone.
impressed.
No. Okay, Colton's
Ew.
vaporized. Whatever. Colton's
Throw me into
vaporized.
the void.
we're so in
Colton's
there.
vaporized.
Okay. So
Okay,
Ben
you tell
Ben.
the story. I'll get people added to the server.
So Ben is a Falco from Iowa who has been roughly like,
AKA Claw Johns on Twitter,
yeah,
verified.
Paul John's on Twitter. Oh, guy who
Shout out Team 7.
Yeah, Team 7. He is the opener for And Friends 4. Does a lot of video stuff. Been right around, I guess, like 5, 6, 7 range on our PR for a while, like several years, and essentially actively doesn't really care that much about improving tangibly, more so just having hype moments, and which isn't to say that there's anything wrong with that. It just is a philosophy for Melee that which it just is a philosophy for Melee that some people don't find as palatable as constant improvement. And I guess it's less about him as an individual, to me at least. I know Drew might have his opinions, but more just about like what you value in terms of the game.
Okay, that was really nebulous. I'll get into the specifics of it.
Okay.
So we have a doubles group chat in Iowa.
Oh, okay. That's what this is about. This makes sense now.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's hash out or crash out, but we don't want to get the copy. We don't want to get the copyright strike, so we're leaving we're taking it conceptually, but not in name.
mm-hmm.
Of course.
We like 7, 8 of us are in this group chat, like people that have static teammates in Iowa. It's been fairly inactive. Ben says anyone coming to the weekly at 6, which is an hour before doubles. So like if you show up at 6, you play doubles for an hour. And then you get to play the doubles bracket, and then singles doesn't start until like 7:38 now. So there's like potentially 2 hours of grinding doubles. Ben says he's coming but he's not Davis in there. You're in there because you're good at doubles. So because even if you don't have a static, you're still going to be like way better than anyone else in doubles. Whereas if I take our other random Iowa player, they're going to be not proportionally as good in doubles as they are in singles. Whereas you would be the opposite, I think. Genesis placings.
Bracket luck.
Potatoes frowning. Whatever. The dark horse doubles team. Well, you guys gotta do anything first.
Hey, they went 2-2 yesterday.
That's really awesome.
All right, man.
Don't
And you want to get doubles popping?
Don't get Anyways, Ben says he will come to doubles. And he's down to grind all the way up until singles start. He's not entering either brackets, which I think is fine. Here's the problem. We already can barely get people to enter the doubles bracket. Like there have been multiple weeks where we have not run it, or it's been a 3-person round robin. So like we kind of need people to enter the doubles bracket. Like this is how double bracket gets killed, is by people not entering it. And we already have to be like, hey, we had to make it free for anyone to. We had 6 teams last night, but this is already on us giving concessions that it's a free bracket. Because we used to have no one enter it when it was a paid bracket. Because no one wanted to spend $5 to play a game mode they don't care about. And people still don't care about it. I say to Ben, I'm asking Ben why he doesn't want to enter the doubles bracket. And he effectively says there's no stakes. It's pointless. Like the $5 fucking matters, man. Like we're really like sweating over the $5 entry fee for the doubles. And then we get into a little stuff, a little existentialism philosophy about anything that has meaning is only having meaning because you assign it to it. Here's my problem. Ben is not going to get notably better at doubles in 3 hours. Ben respectfully has not improved conceptually at the game in 4 years. If you go watch a Ben VOD from 4 years ago, he has the exact same habits that he does now. He's still doing side B from ledge. He's still doing shitty double lasers. He's going to roll in shine 45 times. And it's going to work because it's good. But he's still doing the whole fucking thing. Yeah, I'm sweating over the free doubles bracket. I'm out here. I'm fucking crashing out over the free doubles bracket. I'm about that shit. Because I'm fucking here for it. My problem is that Ben is not locking in and learning. Respectfully. And he's not worried about improvement. If he was worried about improvement, he would be ledge dashing and grinding Uncle Punch and playing Peach and Ice Climbers on purpose. And camping people. He'd be camping people. If you care about improvement, you're going to camp people. And so it's like, yeah, this makes sense if you are someone who believes you're going to improve and you're locking in to improve. Ben just he just has fun playing doubles. He's like, what if I just showed up for 3 hours and had fun? And it's like, you can just do that at home, man. And so he doesn't come. He doesn't play singles. He doesn't play doubles. He's like, oh, they're just going to enter the bracket on Saturday anyways. Like, is the bracket, is it hard for you to enter bracket? Is it taking a lot out of you? Is this like an obligation you don't want to fulfill? And you feel like, I don't get it. Thursday comes around. The thing that's getting me through work is, I got to enter a bracket tonight. There's weekly tomorrow, weekly tonight. Let's go. So anyone free to chime in on their opinions on that? Or if am I being a fucking asshole? Colton was there in the chat. Feel free to just.
I was there. So I feel like you're not entirely wrong for having the mindset about like when it comes to the doubles bracket part. I also do think it's a little weird to go, yeah, I'll come play the friendlies, but the moment the bracket starts, I don't want to enter the bracket.
It's
I don't care. I'm just gonna go home. I'll give you that. However, I do not agree with the fact that you think Ben isn't trying to improve in the fact of doubles. That I think more leans to your idea of like you just don't think Ben is trying to improve in general.
Well, okay, all right. $10 question: why has Ben not started ledge dashing in the last 3 years?
Hey, trust me, I yelled at him too, man. I'm not entirely disagreeing.
We're on the same page. If that's not even like Ben is incredible. It's not a tech skill issue.
I think Ben.
It's not a game.
I'm gonna say something.
It's not a game philosophy issue. You fucking down, air dodge, go on the stage, and it's broken. It lets him hit people faster. It lets him do more combos more often.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
So if he's improving, it's like in this weird nebulous way where like he's is not like rebuffing his weaknesses, which is kind of the point of improvement. It's like he's just kind of like he's putting himself further into the rut of the bad habits he already has and just doubling down on what he's good at, which again, conceptually not really improvement.
Mhm. The only thing I would also want to add to this is like, I guess this is me trying to be more diplomatic about it because I know how you feel. So the only thing I want to add is that Ben also specifically moved here to Des Moines, where there's more tournaments. Almost the entirety of the PR lives. I guess now all of the PR lives here, and still does not show up consistently.
DSM takeover,
That's the
baby.
Yeah, that is the only thing that I have a big problem with. And I love the guy. I've known him for 10 years. He does live 2 minutes from the venue and doesn't come.
He lives so close to the venue.
I
would-
understand that.
If I had
And,
if I
like-
had a rock, I'm generally 5 stone throws away from the venue from Ben's place. Like it's part of it's downhill. The rock would roll. Like
He has gravity on his side.
he has to hit the gas for maybe 15 seconds before he can coast his car all the way to the venue.
I don't disagree. I think there is a level to it that's like silly that Ben did move down here. To be clear, I don't think it's obviously not just for Melee.Moved down here because his partner, I believe, had a job down here too or something like that.
Yeah,
There's
sure
a group
there are
effort.
other
Yeah. Other life stuff. But I do think there is a weird standard sometimes that Ben is held to just because he had this silly title of Mr. Local. And like, I don't know. I feel like overall, I don't think Ben has missed more weeklies than any other person outside of like Diggles has really done. I go through phases where I don't go to the weekly. Connor didn't come to the weekly for a bit. Freaking Dave gets busy on Thursdays and he doesn't come around. But yeah, for some reason, Ben is held to this standard of you're 2 minutes away, man. You should be here every week.
Okay, what's Ben doing when? Because here's my problem. I don't know what he's doing. It's a fear of the unknown. What's Ben doing when he's not coming to the weekly? When Dave's not at the weekly, it's because he's working, or he's got to take care of his damn stepkids. That motherfucker he's the dad that stepped up. He's in that shit. I can't say nothing about that. When you do it, you're grinding RuneScape, a game you've been playing for as long, if not longer than Melee. Is Ben what is Ben doing? I'm not gonna speculate because if I speculate, it'll be mean. What is he doing?
I obviously do not have answers to that as well. But I also don't think that's a bad thing either. I feel like he should be allowed to go, yeah, man, I'm just not feeling it this week.
Also, he
gets to stay home and watch chat.
He is getting flack for calling himself Mr. Local and then showing up to less locals than several other people. Absolutely. I don't care if it's a joke.
He kind of walked into it a little bit, but it's just like, I don't know. Some days I'm just like, man, this guy, like, there cannot be a break that he will ever catch.
Bro wants to call himself Mr. Local. Fucking clock in, bitch.
I don't even remember. When was the last time he called himself Mr. Local?
Don't care.
Oh, okay. All right.
bro moved, did it as a joke, and then it like had a 50% local rate for 2 months. Okay. That's enough.
I'm happy he's here.
To end the segment, I think Ben is really cool and he has a lot of potential in Melee, and that's why it makes me mad that he doesn't do stuff because he could be so much better than he is.
I completely.
That's valid.
Like the ceiling is visible, and the ceiling for him is so high.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
And he's side being from ledge, and it's like, bro, you're rolling around in the dirt, and you got a ladder. You got a ladder that's going really high. You hop on that fucking thing, or I'm gonna freak out.
You just don't get the mix-ups, man.
I'm gonna fucking. You're gonna find out about the mix-ups when I put you in a damn blender.
Hey man, he keeps getting on stage. He keeps getting back.
Oh,
he can't get mad at him until everybody starts.
Check the bracket. Scoreboard.
All right, next topic
before I get sucked back in. All right, Connor, you want to pick the next one? What are you drinking? Is that juice?
What?
You got juice in a glass bottle?
I got
Is that in a Heineken?
Aritos?
Yeah.
Right. It's funny that it's the Heineken's color.
I literally thought, I was like, why is he drinking like Heineken? What is going on? Is Connor okay?
I was like, if that's an NA Heineken, I'm gonna crash.
Yeah, Podcast over. GG's.
It would be so funny.
Is that NA Soju? Also, if you want in, Judah. Oh yeah, I didn't give you perms, Judah. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm a bad person.
I don't know what we talking about.
Yeah, figure that out. I'll type it in.
Okay. You want to talk about box controllers? This
Oh,
would kind of be an
God.
ongoing topic as like more nerfs and stuff come out, but I think it's pertinent right now because the PTAS video from a couple weeks ago here. I kind of just want to talk about that. If everyone's down.
Oh, I'm down. Yeah.
This is a democracy. You know what, Colton? Why don't you
It's-
start? Tell us how you feel
I'm
about
gonna
box.
toast it is not.
But I mean, unfortunately at this point, it's just like I just don't really think there's much to talk about with box controllers in general that hasn't been gone over at least once. But like, I get that there are the easy advantages, quote unquote, of boxes, but like outside of Pipsqueak and Tyler Swift, name another box player that's done anything relevant?
Hacks money
Ever.
He beat HBox at gym.
Redacted.
Yeah, redacted currency sign.
Redacted currency sign.
Absolutely beat
All right.
top 10 if he was
Genuinely did
playing.
forget about him. That's on me. He's not welcome here anymore, so he escapes the mine more. So
also Spark is now top 20. Spark is top 20, and he's playing on something arguably even more evil than a box.
I was gonna say I don't qualify the thing that Spark and Submediate use as a box. It is a weird mishmash of both of them, and I think that should be more talked about, if anything. That is literally the best of both.
Yeah,
Just
that's
when
my
you want to talk
problem.
about bullshit, that's bullshit.
Yeah, because if you have a box controller, you can at least postulate. You can like put yourself in the position of like, it's more ergonomic, it's better for my hands. It's like, okay, well, I think the controller is bullshit, but I won't argue with you about your hand health. If you have a cup traction, you are trying to cheat on purpose. Fuck you.
Yeah, that one is the definition of like, yes, I want the best of both worlds, and I'm not afraid to say it, which is fine. At least own it, which, as far as I know, Spark does.
You're welcome to type in chat, Dave. The Cubs traction is less ethical than box because it has the worst ergonomics and has the better face buttons.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to do the hacks money gravity nair shine out of shield hullabaloo. But you're also like, the SDI. I don't want to lose the SDI and analog drift, so I'm gonna strap I'm gonna fucking Transformers 8.
I'm gonna go fucking Decepticon on him real quick.
Judah saying it is not ideologically pure.
Exactly. That's fucking
off that alone. Yep,
exactly.
I agree. I don't even know the technical ins and outs of it. I haven't looked at like the input charts or anything like that. I don't like the way it looks.
You can't tell the difference between it and a GameCube controller input wise because it has an analog stick, and then it's just like the triggers are trigger tricked. It just has a straight digital input. Allowing there's also the light shield button on them.
Yeah,
but yeah, like exactly. Is it a better controller than either or? Maybe not. Who cares? Ideologically, it's the most corrupt, and it has no convictions in one world or the other.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, same thing as you said. Like whether or not like the disadvantages or advantages that box have granted a definitive advantage over GameCube controller. A lot of top players say it would. But top players also say a lot of other stupid shit, so don't care. You play someone with a box controller. It is fundamentally different than playing on someone with an OEM.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to play around them differently. They have different levels. Like they have the way their skill points, for lack of a better word, get attributed are completely different than someone who learns on OEM. It's everything's different.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think with the recent advent of the Enforcer program, where you can just like plug your VODs into it and it will tell you what someone is on or not, it's kind of almost like a catch-22, because like if you do know that they're on box, there's not a whole lot you can do about it, and then you just get mad anyway because like you can't do anything over Slippy really.
Well,
is the thing. It's
maybe you
DDoS is illegal, man.
I'm going into misconnections and I'm casting spells on their ass.
But yeah, no.
The first ever voodoo doll attributed to a Discord username is about to be invented.
It's a guy who's silver 3 with immaculate tech skill.
Does the
Yeah,
exact same
guy
dash
with-
dance timing every time in the corner.
Yep. Bronze 1 neutral featuring Diamond Punish. Oh, you're on a rectangle.
No way.
This is the only shape I care about. This is the only shape I give a fuck about.
That's the damn object.
That's the damn object.
Yeah. But yeah, there's the tweet or post or whatever it was that talked about the and it was just, do box players know that we can tell? And a lot of think it's a little, I guess, like poor taste to try to other them in that way. It
awesome.
is like, and no matter how you feel. I also think the P-Test proposal is still like the most reasonable thing that we've had so far, and people are still pushing back on that even. And so it's like, when are we going to reach a happy medium? It's just not going to happen anytime soon, you know?
I think that the orca is what you want.
Mm-hmm.
The orcas, I know not even very. I know nothing about the orca. It just seemed like another box. So can someone inform me of this?
Functionally face buttons that convert it to analog input instead of digital.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Yeah, I fuck with that.
Yeah. And again, part of the problem is that even if it is analog, just the layout is more advantageous than a GameCube controller.
I mean, yeah, but like that's also like a different, like, at least for people who are already familiar with the game, it is another whole session of learning the game again in a different way.
I'm not advocating for it to be banned, for the record. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I do appreciate that there's some actual attempt at some rule set changing that like P-Test and them did. I don't, like you said, I don't think anything's going to actually like be enforced because it never is. But now we can at least say it's just someone tried.
And what did Big Dog said? Big Dog said, and I quote, "Practical task needs to go. Guy doesn't do shit and sits here pretending like he's the solution. All he's done so far is stand in the way that people that actually would have done something by now. We could have put Blur in charge and gotten this sorted out 3 years ago." What a goober. What a fucking goober, man.
Blur save us as always.
Blur doesn't.
Does Blur would save us from...
Does Blur do anything anymore?
This is the first time I've heard his name in
Is he
months.
even in charge of the calendar? Or is someone else doing the calendar?
Yeah, he still has like admin privileges or whatever the hell it is.
But is he running it? Is he running it?
That I don't know.
Too busy playing Slay Spire, man. I know.
Is that what he does with his time now?
I know his ass doing Forex trading.
So yeah, I think, unless you guys hard disagree, I think we're all kind of in a general consensus that no one thinks it should be banned outright. We just think something needs to be done about like the way that box players are able to do things right now. Am I correct in saying that, you think?
Not even. I just think they're cringe. I think if you don't have carpal tunnel or arthritis and you're playing on a box controller, I think it's cringe.
Yeah.
I would say honestly, I think at this point it doesn't even matter enough to me at this point in time, because like, while they do have their advantages, supposedly no one is abusing them to a point where I feel like I'm losing to that. Mm-hmm. I feel like when I still lose to a box player, I'm like, yeah, I just got cooked by a box player. They just beat me in general. Yeah. Like whenever I lost to McNutty, the couple times that I've played to him and lost to him, which were close games in general, it's like, yeah, I didn't lose because he was doing some type of tech I couldn't do on a controller. I'd lost because motherfucker side beat in neutral 4 times and I was never ready for it.
Yeah, but is it worth his eternal soul? That's what we have to ask ourselves.
Hey, whatever McNutty decides to do with his soul is his choice, and I will never try to impede on that. So.
Are box players going to hell?
Yes.
I think they're going to a liminal space in between, actually. I don't even think they get hell.
How Catholic of you to imply they're going to purgatory? How nice.
I try. We cover all bases here.
All right.
Really on the nose here.
You gonna pick the next topic?
I get a choice. Whoa.
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay, let's see here. Honestly, I call me biased here. I want to talk about the current landscape of Iowa Melee. That's what I'm here to talk about. That's what I want. That's what I want to be informed about.
Yeah.
So, but I refuse to talk about it first. So Connor, you
Okay.
talk to it first.
I guess let me try to narrow it down a little bit, and then I'll go on my long-winded rant. Are we talking about PR? Are we talking about everyone? Tournaments? Like
Anything.
Uh,
Take it away.
Yeah, just pick a place to start, and we'll give our
How
opinions on
How
it.
does it change if we add those 15 counties from Minnesota?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, yeah. Are we taking some Minnesota for our own? Let's be honest here.
I think we should. I mean, shit. If we go over there and take back what's ours. Honestly.
Yeah, you know, I crossed the state line,
We're gonna
and
have
I'm
to
in
take
those first few counties, and I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
this is just Iowa. So
We're
like,
not going to make it back either.
We're trekking north and we're taking it back.
Yeah, we might not make it. Some people might have to go in the process. But
I'm gonna survive instantly.
Yeah. But no, on a serious note, I think one of the hardest things, and it will kind of always be this way unless we get like
Nothing
more
ever changes.
people
I'm
that
all
are,
in.
yeah, until we get more people that are like either in the top 100 or like just generally at a higher level, and then we're also hosting sizable regionals. I feel like we won't have a good national like identity in terms of melee, other than Dave, and sometimes even Dave is like discredited just simply because he's like in the bottom quadrant of the top 100. But like I don't know, it's rough to fight for things like that, and I think the people in this call, funnily enough, have actually done a lot to try to change that because all three of us have like traveled a lot more over the past year or so, gone to like Riptide and things like that, and done relatively well. Well, you two, I guess, but not me. But just to try to
I
like
went 2-2. I fucking did dog shit at Riptide.
That's
I did awesome. I was happy.
That guy got 60 bits. That guy's cracked.
yeah,
I got 60
whatever.
bits.
Gold pop it up.
I'll take this one. This one's awesome. That shit was cool.
Yeah, you take it to the bank, man. But yeah, I think on the national scale, it's always going to be kind of hard. We're always going to be fighting an uphill battle because we're far away and there's corn and we have one good player, relative.
It's definitely like an issue that'll compound itself once getting Dave has already propelled us and motivated us to get better. The more people that are closer to Dave's level, it'll compound on itself further from that.
Yep.
Because it's kind of like a cascading thing. If someone is cascading is not the word. Speak of the devil, we're gonna move Dave in here.
Dave's here. Oh, baby.
Dave's in here. So I think for a while the problem was that Dave was like kind of untouchable post COVID. Like it took forever for anyone to take a set off him, and when Maddie did, it was like it felt like a fluke. Dave played dog shit and terrible, and whatnot. And then, like, I felt like as Maple and Colton, and then later Blade and I got closer to taking sets off Dave, it like generally ramped up people's want to perform. Because if Dave's up all the way up here and no one's touching him down here, if like the gap is like discouraging to people there. But if Dave's here and Colton and other contenders are here and they're taking sets off, and then other Iowa Melee players are here, it's easier for them to visualize the path upwards. It's like, oh, this person's beating this person. I see the route to improvement. Whereas if no one is touching this person ever, it's like, how big is this gap? How much is it going to take?
Yeah,
so having more players, having more good players that can contend with Dave will invite people to try harder.
Yeah,
and then like you said, having more players that are good will also make events bigger because more other players will want to come play the good players that are in your region. So it's all not exponential, but compounding for sure.
Dave, what's your take on that?
I stepped away for a split second because I couldn't. I had to jump out on my computer and put Hollow to bed. What's the topic currently?
Yeah, so we're talking about how good you are and how you're
read
so
the rules.
Cool,
oh, I don't have the stream open.
And you're so much better than everybody else in the world.
There's no rules on here. Also, I can't
turn the announcements.
On, so you get just my little sea bear.
That's fine. So there's no sea bear. He's fucked.
Oh, this sucks.
Yeah, we're just voices in the void,
my
Dave.
camera on? This sucks.
You can put your camera on if you want.
No, I can't stream it to this channel. I don't have permissions.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Diggle's permission strikes again.
Listen, there's some chuckle fucks in the server, all right. None of y'all can be trusted.
You're not wrong.
Respectfully.
I need Colton to stop giving up after a game.
I don't. We're not. I am not going to crash out on this damn stream on episode 1 with you right now, David.
If you put my mentality into Colton's hands, it's a wrap.
Here we go.
If Colton would get more pissed instead of sad, this is a fucking. It's.
Hey,
I'm
I
up
get
top
pissed.
100 6 months.
It's just not in the ways that people want me to get pissed.
You just get pissed and you're like,
I get pissed inward.
What's the point, man?
Yeah, listen, man.
You need to want to kill Dave with your mind.
It's been a long 5 years of trying to kill Dave. All right.
Yeah,
and we got 5 more.
And you died. You gotta get there again.
You laid on the ground for like several minutes.
Oh yeah, man. I peaked. It's chill. We're back on the sunset. No, look. I don't
think like. Okay, go ahead.
No, you.
I was gonna sidebar, so you go ahead if you had something to say.
Oh, I was like, look, it's the will and want to beat Dave is there, and I know it is on like multiple levels, and you replace Dave for like me on like for other people, or they want to beat Gabe, or they want to beat whoever on the PR. It's there. It's just it's a patience thing, and some people don't have that, and like it's unfortunate. And I do think Iowa Melee in a general and whole has gotten a lot better, but like I still think there's that like this mentality of like I want this thing. And then they come to Diggles and go, how do I do it? And Diggles goes, have you VOD review? When was the last time you solo practiced?
Yeah.
Have you changed one thing in the last 5 lessons we've done? And then they go, nah, man. And Diggles goes, then what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah, that's why I stopped doing VOD review Wednesday, because there were several people where it was like, all right, let's do VOD review. Let's see what's going on. And then next week, same thing. Next week, same thing. And like, granted, like Melee is a hard game and all change is gradual, etc., etc. But like, there are like some things that are like fixable in a week if you care to do it, especially at the lower level.
Mm-hmm.
You should have permissions now, Dave. By the way,
I actually think. Oh, I can. Okay. All right. Hit me. Featuring Wedge.
Wedge.
Go big Wedge.
Let's go.
But featuring Biggs too, he's behind Wedge.
Oh,
the
double cat
feature.
I think like in that regard, I think it like at some point when like the game makes sense, like it's much easier to fix things immediately as you get better because you just understand the general concepts. But there are like a few like it's more so like habit breaking that is super easy to, or super doable like quickly at like lower levels. But at some point, it does just like click and make sense. And,
yeah, but in like 2025, there's no reason that if you're like, I would like to be good at this game, ledge dash is not your one option off ledge.
Oh,
or like you're not crouching in front of Miss Tech with any character that isn't like Puff and Peach.
Yeah,
like if you are one of like the 5 fast characters and you don't know how to dash back out of crouch, you're joking. You're a jokester.
Okay, well. All right, I'm a jokester.
You're from the bygone age as a pre-UCF. I will give you a slight break. It is crazy you still don't know how to do it, but I will give you a slight break. And your tech chase is also fucking cracked without it. We've got 2 tours and 1 tours that can't hit a tech chase to save their life, and they just run around when you're on knockdown. And it's like you gotta lock the fuck in. You gotta look at the screen for starters.
It's so funny because when I was watching Ben play the other day, he was fighting KZ, and he like did down throw like under the side platform on Battlefield and like positioned perfectly for the roll in. Like he knew how to tech chase, and then he just nared instead of stomped. And I was like, man, you have the idea, but like you just don't know what moves to pick when, which is like backwards from how people typically like learn how to like tech chase and option coverage and stuff. So it was so funny.
QC Iowa City to further the conversation of the state of Melee. We kind of went over the general improvement in mindset. They're kind of on the come up. I'm trying so hard to get them to go to tournaments.
Yeah, they've definitely
so hard.
Say Iowa City.
Iowa City. Yeah. Iowa City QC. Well, I'm going to both of them.
Oh, or you're talking about both of them?
I'm talking about Beehive and Johns.
Yeah. I just noticed PC hasn't been into a Beehive recently.
Doof. The last set with Doof was pretty rough, I think.
Oh.
Dude's been working on the Puff game plan, and it
Yeah.
absolutely,
I
not
think-
absolutely, but definitely put a mental block on Species. If you watched their last set, they just like run off the last 2 stocks of their 2 games.
Oh, damn.
Oh no.
So it is nice to see. I think QC is putting in a lot of work. I can't really speak for Iowa City because there's a very way small amount of people there, even compared to like Quad Cities. I think, but like
it's literally Hanja, J-Lo, and John's house.
yeah,
John's,
like, I
John's
played-
house contains 60% of all Iowa City Melee players.
I was playing Submediant just a couple days ago, and while it wasn't the greatest connection, so it was a little choppy in some spots, I could tell that there were a lot more like ideas that Submediant was going for that like I hadn't seen him go for in general, and he seemed to have like an idea and game plan of how he wanted to play the Fox matchup more. So like it's there, and that's what it's like kind of sucks sometimes. Is like I think Iowa actually has a lot of players that like could turn into very good players, but they just don't have that like little push that they need to like reach up to the like next level.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would
Like I'm
agree.
watching Vincent go play Wendy right now at Jonathan Tienna's house, and Vincent beat Saber, and he's 1-1 against Wendy right now. And I'm like, yeah, this is another case of like
Have you looked at the bracket? I'm actually looking at it right now.
Saber,
I looked
Saber
at it
beat
a
Wendy.
little bit.
Saber beat
Yeah.
Wendy.
Of note, Wendy is still recovering from a concussion, so it's a
Valid.
like not to John, but like it's a little rough. That is Saber.
Hey,
Notable-
are you gonna bring up Moff's concussion when Maddie beat her?
Well, yeah, Wendy chose to
That's
enter.
different.
Wendy chose to enter under her,
Yeah.
her tag. It'll count for the bracket. It'll count for PR. It'll count in every way that matters. And
Yeah.
and Saber is getting a lot better.
Yeah, but like Vincent is like a classic case of like we have a good player here who could become like easy PR, no problem. It would, which on top of it is a character we need at Falcon, but that's
Yeah.
besides the point. But like due to the location that he lives in and just like overall mentality, sometimes
Carlos.
he just won't, and Carlos, he just can't make that like push to reach PR. So it's like it's just a shame because it's like, man, yeah, Vincent could like help our scene out so much just in general. And it'd be nice to have another face up there, but it's like I don't know how to
Too busy.
get him to come more.
Maining random and rivals.
Yeah, also just really good at rivals as well. Like just a good gamer overall.
Just good at platform fighters. Just good at platform fighters.
We need a Falcon so
need-
bad.
he's the
I
next
think
one we
the,
gotta
the
get some
Vincent
people.
that lives in Des Moines is PR'd in 6 months. Like,
I
yeah,
would-
There you go. Same thing.
I'd pay so much damn money for a Falcon and a Sheik.
yeah, it's
They're
what
real.
we need so bad. But I think so. We kind of talked about like identity and like general outlook on improvement and things like that. Let's talk about the current PR and like who's on the come up and things like that. If you guys are down, obviously.
It's Dave, Colton, me. The rest is up for grabs.
I think it's really interesting. I think
Agreed.
there's a lot of fun, like I don't know, a lot of fun battles going on.
Yeah, it's more competitive than it has been previously.
I don't want to say than it's ever been, but like it's certainly up there because it feels like the
Yeah, I want to say
Last-
peak Jazz Double Shine era. There was a lot of trades between 3 through 10 as well.
yeah, but that was like the last time, and that was like 2016.
2016. Yeah,
So,
been a minute.
yeah,
Almost 10 years.
Oh god,
That's crazy.
but
We're coming up
yeah,
on Jazz
so-
the 10th year of Jazz's retirement.
Hey, he showed up for ultimate doubles friendlies.
I'm not responding to that, man.
That's
Not
okay.
fun,
anyway,
not fucking
yeah,
replying to
so
I can hear the
Piss
depression in
me-
your
Piss
voice.
me off.
at one is Dave, obviously. 2 is Colton, and 3 is Drew, who are all in here right now, and then 4 is Maple.
My goat.
We would
Astro
love
10,
for that
Astro
guy
10.
to, huh?
Gotta go to stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I would love for him to come around more. I did have a conversation with him recently where he said he's just like generally not having fun with the game these days.
He said he just gets mad whenever he plays.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's
damn,
Yeah.
fucking me
mentality.
too. Who cares? Gives a
Uh,
fuck.
It does suck. It does suck to feel like you're in a place where you can't just like push past that. I empathize with that.
It's
However, we would
it's,
like to be around more.
it's free. You just press start on the ranked queue again. That's how you push past it. You just fucking do it again.
Plateaus are something that will always appear throughout your entire gaming career, and
Yeah,
while it
it's
does
tough.
suck, you eventually have to just suffer and push through it.
It's conceptually very easy, mentally very hard.
Yeah.
Yes. On paper, it will always be easier. In the moment when you're bashing your head into the wall every week, it doesn't feel possible. But you just have to believe in it.
The crazy part is that I feel like Maple had more success quicker than almost anyone in Iowa Melee history, and still got too mad to do it. Like, if you look at relative time compared to sets taken off number 1, the only person who's close is Double Shine.
Mhm.
Or actually, I would probably say Double Shine was probably faster because he became number 1. But like,
Valid.
Maple was right there. Maple was the first person to win a tournament over Dave in like 3 years.
So true.
Falco lasers will do that to you, man. I don't know what to tell you.
The crazy thing is, if Dave camped, Maple would never take a set because that character is dog shit.
Valid.
So true.
Luckily for
Imagine
everyone,
camping in the weekday.
luckily for
Dave does have
everyone,
mercy.
Dave likes playing the game.
True. True.
Okay.
But
in the same vein, we kind of went over it earlier, but how to get doubles popping, and the answer is enter doubles. Add doubles to your tournament and enter doubles.
everyone has to understand while it is a different game mode, it's still the same game, but now you get to play it with 3 people instead of 1.
It's just cooler.
Yeah.
It's just cooler.
People don't like winning as a team, man.
It's harder, but it's cooler.
It is really fun.
I hate doubles. You hate doubles now, Davis. You will learn to love doubles. Falco and doubles is really fun once it clicks.
So true.
Yeah. Once you stop hitting your teammate with low lasers, it's awesome.
I'll never love doubles.
High lasers are your friend.
Yeah.
Just don't fast fall it.
You just don't need a laser. You just jump around. Falco jumps really high.
Yeah, and he has pretty good aerials from what I've heard. So
be honest, Dave, are you playing RuneScape?
Bold of you to assume.
Never.
Bold of you to assume both of us aren't playing RuneScape right now. It's an entire podcast.
I'm not doing my normal grind, so I can still do stuff while I'm chopping trees.
It's really funny.
So we kind of went a couple different directions there. Do we want to talk about more doubles, or do we want to talk about the rest of the PR?
That's doubles is simple. You just gotta fucking do it. You just gotta host shit and attend it.
Yeah, you gotta have fun.
Yeah, unfortunately, doubles. There's nothing we as people who enjoy doubles can do to make people who don't enjoy doubles actually give it a try.
We're already entering. We're already promoting it.
Yeah.
It also. Go ahead, Dave.
I've said it before, but like bad doubles is the least fun melee you can play. So especially like 2 random people pairing up just to play doubles for free at the weekly, and then having to fight me plus somebody, and then Wiggles. Like, I get it if you don't like doubles like in that fact.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But it's just it's just like solo queuing a fucking any online ranked game. If you do it with random people, it's dog shit. If you do it with your friends that you practice with, it's fun.
Yeah.
2 kitties, Biggs and Wedge.
2 of them.
2 of
it's
them.
It's a shame because it's like at this point it's like people have already like made their decision on it and they won't change, and we don't even have things of like, you know, back in the day there was the hype around, you know, like Pew Fat and like Armada and his brother playing, and like other notable doubles teams that at least like made the game mode seem way more appealing and interesting. But like now it's like doubles is such like a mishmash. Sometimes you don't know what you're gonna get or if people are even taking it serious.
Yeah,
that it's like they're a classic melee case of there's no storyline to follow really.
The storyline is that Jody and K-Mook, Cody and J-Mook are gonna keep winning until someone is a better team. They're just gonna keep beating everyone. There's so much
Tempo
better.
Run Riot.
Next week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't hear Tempo and Run Riot anymore. I mean, like we don't even hear about like I4 and Feck from.
They were on stream today. They're on stream today. Fake fan.
They're. I know they're on stream today. Trust me, I was watching it.
What are you saying? We don't hear about
I knew
them?
about it.
Heard about
them? But like, okay, so when was the last time you heard about them? Genesis last year?
Well, it's
or like the European trip?
Yeah, Genesis.
Not my fault. They're French.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Is like even the like big like interesting storylines that do pop up for a little bit kind of die off. Obviously, in that scenario, they're different continent, harder to get to the big tournaments, so it makes sense. But like, I don't know, yeah, it's just there's not as much going on in doubles to like keep it as interesting, I suppose, as like it was back in the day. Because like I would follow every PewFat storyline in doubles that I could possibly find. Like I craved to see PewFat versus Armada and Android. It was everything I looked forward to. And now it's just like, yeah, I guess I can watch Cody and JMook versus Amsa X for like the 5th tournament in a row.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad either. I think what Amsa and Axe are doing with like a team of 2 mid tiers and like winning tournaments with it is insane and fun to watch, but like that's not going to appeal to as many people because mid tiers are lame, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
Ecstatic is the coolest doubles team.
They're taking 2 characters that have no business doing as good in doubles as they do and going, yeah, man, we're gonna win the tournament.
Kind of nasty. Unfortunately, they have to beat HBox plus any character and Fox Chic.
Yeah.
Shit's over.
Yeah.
Plus any
Explode.
Lost to Dave and Preeminent, so that guy's kind of fraudulent.
That's
the HBox dub's not real.
All right, we can wrap it up with some GOAT debate real quick. It doesn't actually have to be real quick. Don't feel rushed. Number one, Ken.
HBox.
I'm saying number one.
All right, well, hey, good podcast, guy.
Here's the problem. I think if you don't say number one Ken, you have to say number one Zane.
Why?
What are we talking about right now?
Okay, tell me. All right, so tell me why you don't think Ken's not the GOAT. Walk me through that, and then I'll show you the steps.
Wilt Chamberlain argument played against electricians and plumbers.
Okay, yeah. The argument for Ken is that everyone was dog shit. Fucking, he was playing on Rainbow Cruise. People hadn't discovered how to wave dash yet. Okay, fucking Armada does not get. He's not placing above 5th at Genesis.
Today, like this Genesis,
this last
just
Genesis,
happened.
he's not getting above 5th.
Neither is Ken.
Okay.
If you take Armada from 2017 and you put him into Genesis, he's not getting above 5th.
I think he. I think he gets whatever Mango got.
So I just dealt. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
I think he outplaces Mango.
No, because the only reason Mango got there is because Zane wasn't there. So Mango's placing was already fraudulent because he would.
Yeah, but if Armada's there, Mango's not getting there because historically Mango never gets to where Armada does in Genesis.
No, because 2025 Mango's washing old Armada. I actually don't believe that.
Fair enough.
But Josh is, Soonsei is, Cody's fucking crushing him.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
if Ken's not the GOAT, then I think it has to be Zane because I think Zane is easily the most skilled melee player of all time. He's had the most number ones in the most skilled era, which is the post Slippy COVID Uncle Punch era. So I think it's either Ken or it's Zane. And if you're saying something in between, you're a fucking doc kid and you need to remember that the pandemic happened and we're past it now. Like, and it can't. I think you could maybe argue HBox because of longevity, but his placements have gotten pretty rough as of late.
I don't know.
He just won Genesis.
okay, but besides
recency bias.
Oh my! All right, my bad. Go ahead.
I don't think there's been. Maybe Zane for a very brief period, but I don't think there was anyone who was like nobody can beat this guy besides Armada for like 2 years, like 2017, 2018. Like if he lost, it was like a fluke.
If he lost, it was
Leffen. Like that.
It was Leffen and HBox. And then towards the end of the career, he fell off. That's my whole point, is that Armada did not keep up with the progressing meta. Like Mewtwo King picked up the Marth thing. Armada lost to Swedish Delight. No offense to Swedish Delight, not exactly a God Slayer.
And
it tanked him. It boomed him. It mentally boomed him, and he retired.
Swedish Delight beat Mango.
Mango might be the most dogshit Fox at the Peach matchup in the top 100.
Okay, doesn't matter. Swedish Delight beat him, and that was your argument against Armada.
But my point is that if you take Chem and you put him against 2016 Armada, I think it's a close set. So like if Chemical. if Ken isn't the GOAT because he played against electricians and plumbers, then Armada can't be the GOAT because those are just the electricians and plumbers of yesteryear. Like,
Okay, but like with this thought process, at some point we can look back whenever Zane retires and go, yeah, Zane played against electricians and plumbers.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
okay, so there is no real
people-
GOAT debate then.
Well,
The old goat will always just be the guy who beat electricians and plumbers.
That's how you can't name a sport where that isn't true.
Yeah, okay. So like I feel like we should ignore. Okay, fine.
So either
I agree with you. We should yeah. No, I don't. I think it's insane that you're just ignoring HBox and Mango. I really do. If you want to ignore Armada, fine. Whatever. I think that's also crazy, but we don't have to go down.
I think if you want to say HBox had 3 #1 years in a row and that gives him GOAT status plus longevity, I'm fine with that.
I was gonna say, like as Dave said, there was that entire period where Armada was untouchable. HBox was #1 for 3 years, and we all wanted him dead. He was that
Ken
good.
was untouchable for 6 years straight.
Yeah, I agree. He was insane.
That's
oh my god, you have no idea how
you have no idea how dominant Ken was.
I agree.
So,
that guy was cooking everyone until this PC Chris appeared.
I'm not impressed. I'm not any more impressed by Armada's dominance than I am Ken's.
Okay.
Like, oh, Armada did it 5 years later against Mango, who, checks my notes, has been hit by more crouch cancel down smashes after a Fox snare in a top 8 than any player ever. Guy who lost to Samaris in 2024. Like, oh, you're so crazy that Armada was able to beat a guy who refused to shield drop and ledge dash. That's so crazy.
Okay.
Like, I'm just not impressed.
As you just said, Armada lost the Swedish Delight, and like we're not going to knock him for that.
I am doing that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, Zane lost to Wally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. But the difference is that
Wally's better.
Wally's better than Armada.
Okay, but like you can point to like all of these people and go, yeah, here's X random person who beat this guy.
Yes.
What is this argument we're making here?
My point is that so here's Armada 2018. General skill level of the top 20 is like up here. So even if Zane loses to Wally, that's like losing to like someone who's like in here. Wally played the Marth matchup way better than Armada would versus him in 2023 or whenever that loss was.
Let's hear what Connor has to say
before
before me and you just yell at each other for the next 10 minutes.
No, all I was gonna say is I see, to be diplomatic, I guess again, I see where you're both coming from.
It's Evil Friday. Come on.
All right, Evil Friday. You guys are both morons. I just disagree with the premise of using someone's worst loss as a metric. I think like just on principle, like if
it's really funny,
saying LeBron sucks because he lost to like the Hornets one time in 2015 is like
I watched him get blocked by Mario Chalmers.
Yeah, Mario Chalmers is a GOAT. That's not an argument. But yeah, I don't think that using that as a meaningful metric when you play so many sets per year and there's so many variables that go into it should count for anything.
Yeah,
like sure. Swedish Delight beat Armada. Maybe that was a day where like Armada got no sleep, hadn't eaten any food, was chain smoking cigarettes outside the venue, and just got a call that his fish died. And Swedish Delight got 8 hours of sleep, and he had a beautiful woman fall in love with him. Like there's just so much that goes into it from day to day that I don't think that should be a metric.
Well, yeah, I'm shit posting when I talk about the Swedish Delight loss. It's also how sample size works. We can just ignore the Swedish Delight loss. My point is that Swedish Delight of 2018 beating Armada is like neither of them would be top 30 in today's like skill level. Like people are hitting reversals that people in 2018 didn't think about, couldn't hit because their controllers weren't fucking notch, goomwave, fobbed, spark, heartbeat censored. Renee, you know that the person who makes violence notches is blind. By the way, real quick sidetrack. That's so badass.
That's awesome.
That's like shit you'd hear in like a samurai myth about a fucking forgeman who can't see and can't hear and feels the vibrations of the sword. So based, so sick.
That's awesome.
But yeah, my whole point is that I think Armada was the most dominant person from 2010 to 2018. He was dominant for a shorter amount of time than Ken was, And if you're saying, well, Ken doesn't matter because funny stages, bad things, it's like, yeah, and we've dropped 3 more versions of UCF and people playing fobs in boxes that didn't exist in 2018 now. Like, if you can discredit Ken because of the progression of time, I think it's very easy to just throw Armada into that same pile.
Yeah.
HBox is the only person that's like, well, the guy has also been, that guy has been a true contender from 2007 all the way until now, on top of the 3-peat back-to-back number ones, and then has not ever placed as consistently inconsistent as Mango has, which is why I'm not interested in him being the official GOAT.
I was gonna ask why a Mango all of a sudden is being just
'Cause he's
blatantly
that guy's
ignored.
a fucking asshole. Oh, I'm the greatest
He's-
Melee player of all time. I'm so drunk. Football played Dr. Mario at the biggest tournament of the year. Get fucked.
Hey, when we're near the GOAT, you get to do what you want. I don't know what you want, man.
You're right. HBox can do whatever he wants, and that's why he doesn't. That's why he locks Puff.
And that's why he won Genesis.
And that's why he won Genesis, baby. And that's why he's the GOAT. No, but-
I don't know. Dave, do you have anything
I think-
on this? You haven't talked at all.
I talked about Armada. What do you mean?
No, you haven't talked at all.
I don't know.
Yeah, you didn't scream and giggle.
I think if Mango retired in 2022, he's the GOAT forever.
I think that's a great argument. Back when it was the Mango Zane tier, if he unplugs the controller, it's a lot easier to make an argument for him. But he has been fucking goofing off the last 3 years.
Should have done it after he won the summit, man. He should have done it on stage, like
Yeah.
retired.
He should have beat Omset at Big House 10 or whatever it was, and then retired.
Okay, well now we're.
I think his life it changes drastically if he wins that Big House.
He won tipped off. It's really...
Drastically.
Yeah, because he gets to get the tattoo.
He gets the tattoo and he's like, "It's good. I don't need it no more." And then he's happy.
Yeah, no, I do think Mango is easily,
Davis,
like,
online loss doesn't count.
HBox lost. Yeah, online is not real because HBox obviously has some kind of like Cajun Argentinian fusion voodoo magic going on that gives him like the Conqueror's hockey aura around him that he just plays 1 million times better in IRL, and people are way more scared of him than they are online. HBox lost to Albert. I'm pretty sure that one's just true.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tournament.
It was on.
This is true.
Did King
Yeah, it was
Momo
on
ever take a set
monitor,
off at
like-
HBox when he was in Florida?
Did who?
King Momo, did he ever take a set off? I know he got close.
No.
No, there's no way. That guy was
No way.
No, he was not, Dave.
No, but
I will
yeah.
not stand for King Momo slander. Okay.
Yeah, I think Mango is easily like the quintessential melee player. Like people will always identify him as like the most melee person. But
Yeah.
I think it's hard to like look at the data and look at like winning head-to-head records and tournament placements and argue that he's the greatest player of all time.
Yeah.
Did he usher in the new era post Ken? Like did he start the era of the Five Gods? Absolutely. Has he been like one of the most important pieces in Melee's continued lifespan? Absolutely. Is he the best player that's ever touched the sticks? I don't think so.
Yeah. I agree. I think you put that well.
And let me be clear, it is purely through his own choice. He's not interested in it.
Yeah.
I think he would rather be an icon than be the best, because otherwise he would ledge dash more. And he would chain grab people, and he would laser camp harder. And XYZ, everyone knows the funny things about Mango's playstyle. He would never.
You know the mix-up, man.
He would have never lost. If you put like the dedication to winning that like Armada and HBox have into Mango's hands, he never loses to Samaris. Samaris doesn't have the game sense. He doesn't have the Yomi that Mango has. But Mango's like, I can't up throw up air Peach anymore. It's 2024 and it doesn't combo. Wait, you're telling me I have to ledge dash and I can't miss a bunch of tech skill because I don't practice it ever? And it's like, yeah. Mango still has. I think Mango still has the potential to be the GOAT. I think if he comes home from this Lakers game and he goes, you know what, I don't want to lose to anyone ever again, and he sits down, he practices ledge dashes for 2 hours, and he learns how to like SDI out of platform tech chases and slide off. I think he goes in the next tournament. He fucking dog walks Zane. He beats HBox. He farms Cody, and it's over. It doesn't matter, but he's not going to.
He still farms Cody.
He still no he farms
there's
Cody.
one
He would farm
consistent.
Cody. Imagine him farming Cody even harder.
There's one consistent in this world, and that is that Mango will farm Cody.
Mango will never lose to Fox players consistently. If you are a Fox player, you have to be scared of Mango in 2035.
It's so real.
He's logged so many hours in that matchup, it will never change. Yeah, but so I think Ken 1, Zane 2, HBox 3.
It's
Wrap it up.
Oh my god, this discussion has gone nowhere.
Six years of dominance. Untouchable. Out the box.
Yeah, but
box.
he was out
He's
there.
the king, man.
Genghis Johnson and Sponkle Boingle.
Yeah, and,
Alright.
and HBox wasn't number 1 until Armada retired, so fraudulent
Calling
number
my
ones
local
anyways.
plumber and see if he wants to play Melee with me later today.
Yeah.
HBox was number 1 the year Armada retired.
Yeah. So Armada fell off, and then HBox was number 1. And then the 2 years afterwards,
Okay.
Leffen got his visa ripped up by Donald Drumpf, and then Armada wasn't there, and Mango was the Eagles won, so he was playing fucking Falco. That shit's a wrap. That might have been that might have been the last year. That might have been 2018. But yeah, if you add, I'm not interested in discrediting Ken anymore. That guy's fucking sick.
Yeah. Man was about it, I guess.
He's a Marth player. I don't respect him. Anyway.
Real.
Yeah,
Now we're talking about the real
goat if you
shit.
play Marth.
Huh?
You can't be the GOAT if you play Marth.
That's what I've been fucking saying. Anyway, guys, this was the Good Morning Iowa.
Yeah, this was the first episode of Good Morning Iowa Melee podcast getting revamped.
Amazing work.
That's it. I'm gonna eat some.
Gotta go watch Wendy beat Landon and
True. Yeah, we should
Grants.
everyone go. I will host John's stream. If you're not going there, I will send you there.
It's a raid.
Don't shut up.
Is
Summer.
hosting even a thing anymore?
You can, but you do that when you're offline.
Oh, whatever.
Oh, okay. True.
All right, I'm gonna end my stream and then I will put you people over there.
Go Birds.
Let's go Birds. They already won. Go Lakers in 5.
Hey, Eagles 2025, baby.
It's Lakers in 5, baby.
Can't wait for the Lakers to lose round 1 to the playoffs.
I don't know.
And everything gets blown up.
New Twitch is so scary. I don't know how to deal with this. Oh wait,
I think you
stream
just say
manager.
/raid, isn't it?
/raid.
Yeah, it's just a chat thing now.
That's a chat thing. Oh
Iowa
my
City
God.
Smash.
Let me copy paste it. I'm bad at typing.
Let me copy paste it.
Where's my chat at? That's the wrong chat.
Connor hits that tipper F smash.
/raid.
Thank you.
/raid.
I thought the same thing for 1 second, but then I felt like an asshole. But I missed the 4 before it, so it's even.
All right. GG's.
All that
Thanks for
matters is
tuning
the one you
in.
hit.
I'll have an update on next stream, probably beginning next week.
Cool.
Godspeed, gamers.